A couple years ago, I thought creatine was just for one thing: muscle. You know, bigger pumps, heavier lifts, maybe a little boost in the mirror. That's what everybody said. That's what I believed. Scoop, water, gym, repeat. Easy. But honestly, I had no idea what I was really doing. Because what no one tells you, what the supplement labels don't scream, is that creatine doesn't just change how you look. It changes how you live. I started taking 5 grams a day. Every single day. No cycling, no guesswork, no skipping because I forgot or felt lazy. Just 5 grams, like brushing my teeth. And it didn't happen overnight, but little by little, I noticed something weird. My mind felt sharper. I wasn't dragging by 3 p.m. I'd wake up less foggy, recover faster from workouts, and even my mood more stable. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't even realize it was the creatine at first. And that's when I started digging, reading studies, checking what the research actually said instead of just listening to gym talk. What I found blew my mind. Because creatine is doing way more behind the scenes than most people will ever realize. Your brain, your heart, your bones, your energy systems, they're all getting a quiet upgrade. And you're too busy checking your biceps to notice. See, the fitness industry messed this one up. Creatine got marketed as a muscle supplement. So now that's all people think it's for. But it's not. It's a human supplement. And if you're taking 5 grams a day consistently, you're not just training harder. You're literally rebuilding yourself from the inside out. The problem is, most people stop before the magic starts. Or worse, they never even try. Scared off by old-school myths and internet rumors that science buried years ago. Kidneys? Fine. Hair loss? Overblown. The real tragedy? Missing out on the full spectrum of benefits because you're stuck worrying about nonsense. So in this video, I'm breaking it all down. No fluff, no hype, just facts. What actually happens when you take 5 grams of creatine daily for 30 days. And spoiler alert, it's not just about lifting heavier. It's about building a sharper brain, a stronger heart, more resilient bones, a smarter metabolism, faster recovery, and maybe even aging slower. And here's the twist. A lot of these changes, you won't even feel them at first. They work quietly. But one day, you wake up and realize you're on a different level. If this is already hitting close to home, hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next might just change the way you train forever. 1. The brain boost no one talks about. Here's the truth most gym bros will never tell you. The first place creatine hits isn't your muscles. It's your brain. And honestly, that changes everything. When you take 5 grams of creatine daily, what you're really doing is charging your brain's internal battery. See, your brain runs on ATP, the energy molecule that fuels every single thought, reaction, memory, and decision. Creatine helps replenish ATP faster by storing more phosphocreatine inside your neurons, which means when you're low on sleep, stressed out, or mentally drained, creatine steps in like a silent support crew. You don't feel it like a pre-workout. It doesn't slap you in the face. But then one day you realize you're solving problems faster. You're more focused at work. That mental fog that used to hit after lunch? Gone. That pause before remembering something? Shorter. And no, it's not placebo. It's cellular energy doing its thing. And if you're someone who doesn't eat much meat, or follows a vegetarian or vegan diet, the difference can be even more noticeable. Studies show that people with naturally low creatine levels experience major boosts in cognition when they supplement. We're talking memory, reaction speed, even logic and decision-making. But here's what really blows my mind. Creatine might also protect your brain in the long run. New research shows it has antioxidant properties, fighting off the damage caused by oxidative stress. That means, while it's helping you think faster today, it's also guarding your brain against the wear and tear of time. You won't see this change in the mirror. It won't show up on a scale. But make no mistake, it's real. And if you ask me, that mental edge, it's worth more than any pump. But that's just the beginning. Because the next change? It's where most people still get it totally wrong. And it's the biggest myth creatine can finally crush. 2. The kidney myth. Finally laid to rest. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Kidneys. You've probably heard it 100 times. Doesn't creatine mess with your kidneys? It's the first thing people ask when you say you're supplementing. And honestly, it's time to shut that down once and for all. Yes, creatinine levels might rise on your blood test, but that's not kidney damage. That's just your body processing more creatine. Creatinine is a byproduct, not a warning sign. The real marker of kidney health is your glomerular filtration rate. And in healthy individuals, creatine has zero negative effect on it. That's not bro science. That's from dozens of clinical studies. Peer-reviewed, long-term, real science. So why does the myth persist? Mostly outdated info. Even some doctors who haven't kept up still panic when they see slightly elevated creatinine in athletes. But athletes, especially those who train hard and supplement regularly, naturally show different numbers. Context matters. And the context here is, creatine doesn't hurt your kidneys. Now, let's be real. If you already have kidney disease, that's different. In those cases, you should absolutely talk to your doctor. But for healthy people, this myth is costing them years of potential progress and protection, all because of one misunderstood lab result. Meanwhile, the people who've pushed past that fear, they're getting stronger, thinking clearer, recovering faster, while others are still stuck Googling rumors. So ask yourself, are you letting outdated fear hold you back? And here's the twist. While everyone's debating kidney safety, they're missing the quiet transformation that's happening in your body the moment you stay consistent. And it all starts the second you stop training, because that's where the real growth begins. 3. Recovery. The real secret to progress. Let's get one thing straight. You don't grow in the gym. You grow when you recover from the gym. And this is where creatine quietly becomes your biggest advantage. Everyone talks about the energy boost, the heavier lifts, the extra reps. And yeah, creatine helps with all of that. But its real magic kicks in after the workout, when your muscles are broken down, sore, and screaming for help. That's when creatine shows up and flips the switch from breakdown to rebuild. Here's how. It pulls more water into your muscle cells. And no, that's not bloating. That's a signal, a biological cue for your body to start the repair process, to increase protein synthesis, to recover faster. It's like your muscles are getting a message. We've got everything we need. Let's get to work. But there's more. Creatine also helps shuttle nutrients, like glucose and amino acids, straight into your muscle cells. That means everything you eat post-workout gets used smarter, faster, and more efficiently. It's like upgrading your delivery system. And what happens when you recover faster? You train more often. You stay consistent. You build volume week after week instead of burning out. While most people are still limping from leg day, you're back in the gym, stronger than yesterday. That's how real transformation happens, not with a killer set, but with repeatable, sustainable performance. So yeah, creatine makes you stronger, but its real superpower? recovery, quiet, daily, relentless, and it sets the stage for what's next, because the next change it triggers is something most lifters never think about until it's too late. 4. Bone strength, the foundation. Everyone ignores. Muscle gets all the attention. It's flashy. It looks good in photos. But here's the truth most people forget. Without a strong skeletal foundation, your gains mean nothing. You can have quads of steel, but if your bones are weak, you're one bad step away from a long-term injury. And this is where creatine steps in again, silently, powerfully, and completely under the radar. When you take 5 grams a day and your training starts getting heavier, you're not just pushing muscles to adapt. You're sending signals to your bones, too. More load, more stress, more demand, and your body responds by increasing bone density. Now add creatine into that mix, you're speeding up the whole process. It's not just indirect support either. Research shows that creatine can directly enhance the cells responsible for bone formation. In studies on postmenopausal women, a group at high risk for bone loss, creatine combined with resistance training significantly improved bone mineral density. That's not just a boost. That's prevention. That's resilience. And no, this isn't just a when you're older problem. Stress fractures, joint pain, recurring injuries, they all come from ignoring the structure that holds everything together. Runners, lifters, fighters, they all push their skeletons to the edge. But only a few actually reinforce them. And guess what they're using? That's right, creatine. You won't feel your bones getting stronger. There's no pump, no soreness, no visual cue. But behind the scenes, your foundation is being rebuilt, brick by brick. Denser, tougher, more capable. It's the kind of strength that pays off years from now, when others are breaking down and you're still going strong. And just when you think creatine's done working its magic, it reveals another layer. One that goes straight to the heart, not emotionally, but literally. And most people have no idea it's happening. 5. Heart health. The muscle. You didn't know you were training. You've probably never thought of creatine as cardio support. See, most people don't. It's got the rep of a strength supplement, a gym tool, a muscle builder. But what if I told you that 5 grams a day could be quietly helping the most important muscle in your body? Your heart? Here's the thing. Your heart never stops. It doesn't get rest days. It beats over 100,000 times a day, pumping blood, delivering oxygen, keeping you alive while you sleep, eat, train, recover. That kind of workload requires energy, a lot of it. And that's where creatine steps in, again. Creatine increases the amount of phosphocreatine in your cells, which helps regenerate ATP, the exact fuel your heart uses for each and every contraction. When you're under stress, pushing hard in training, or even just dealing with life, your heart taps into that extra energy reserve. It's like an emergency generator built into your chest, powered by 1 scoop a day. But there's more. Studies suggest creatine may improve blood vessel function and lower levels of homocysteine, a compound linked to cardiovascular risk. Lower homocysteine means less inflammation, smoother blood flow, and less wear and tear on your arteries. It's the kind of benefit that doesn't show up on day one, but compounds silently over months and years. And here's the kicker. Creatine might even improve your heart's ability to handle high-intensity stress. That means during tough workouts, or even during moments of anxiety or physical strain, your heart isn't working alone. It's got backup, support, extra fuel, and in the long run, that might be the difference between burning out or bouncing back. You're not going to feel this benefit the same way you feel a new PR, but it's there, every beat, every breath. And while others are chasing aesthetics, you're protecting your engine. That's the kind of edge that lasts. But we're not done. Because creatine's next move? It's something even deeper. Something that affects every single cell in your body, and could be the key to slowing down how fast you age. 6. Oxidative stress. The invisible battle. You're finally winning. Every time you train hard, push limits, lift heavy, run faster, your body pays a price. Micro tears, inflammation, and something even more dangerous, oxidative stress. It's a fancy term, but here's what it really means. Your cells are getting hit by free radicals, unstable molecules that damage tissue, age your body from the inside out, and set the stage for long-term issues like chronic fatigue, pain, and even disease. Now here's the good news. Creatine is quietly helping you fight that battle. Most people don't know this, but creatine has antioxidant-like properties. It's not just fueling your cells, it's protecting them. By improving how your mitochondria produce energy, creatine reduces the cellular exhaust that leads to oxidative stress. It's like adding a high-efficiency filter to your system. You still burn hard, but without the extra smoke. And this doesn't just help your muscles, your brain, your liver, your skin, your joints. Every single part of your body benefits when oxidative stress is reduced. Less inflammation, faster healing, slower aging. We're talking about long-term health here, not just temporary performance. In fact, athletes who supplement consistently have shown reduced levels of inflammation after intense workouts. That means fewer days off, less soreness, and more time moving forward, while others are stuck recovering. And all this protection? It's happening while you sleep, while you work, while you live. No extra effort needed, just consistency. Think of it this way. While other people are piling on stress, pushing their bodies harder without realizing the damage underneath, you're upgrading your defenses. You're not just training, you're rebuilding smarter. And just when you thought creatine had played all its cards, it reveals one more. A hidden weapon for anyone following a plant-based diet. And the impact? It's next level. 7. The plant-based power-up. Creatine's hidden advantage. Here's a curveball most people don't see coming. If you're vegetarian or vegan, creatine might be even more powerful for you than for the average gym rat. Why? Because your body's starting with a lower baseline. And that means when you supplement, the effects hit harder, faster, and deeper. Creatine is naturally found in meat, especially red meat and fish. So if you're cutting those out of your diet, your body's creatine reserves are already limited. That's not a flaw. It's just biology. But it does mean your muscles, brain, and cells are running without a full tank. And that's where 5 grams a day comes in like a cheat code. Studies from top universities like Oxford show that vegetarians and vegans who supplement creatine see massive jumps in performance. Not just in the gym, but cognitively. Better memory, sharper logic, faster processing. All from restoring a molecule their body's been missing for years. And here's the kicker. They didn't have to change their diet. Just add 1 scoop. This isn't just about lifting heavier or recovering quicker. It's about unlocking energy and clarity that you didn't even realize you were missing. It's about giving your body what it needs to not just survive a plant-based lifestyle, but thrive in it. So if you're living the meat-free life, whether it's for your health, ethics, or the environment, creatine isn't a contradiction. It's a solution, one that works quietly in the background, amplifying everything you're already doing right. You don't have to compromise your values to upgrade your biology. You just have to be smart enough to fill the gaps. And once you do, the results are hard to ignore. And now that your body's firing on all cylinders, there's just one more thing to handle. The one issue that causes more people to quit creatine early than anything else. Let's fix that next. 8. Digestive discomfort. The real reason people quit too soon. Here's the part no one warns you about. And it's probably why more people quit creatine in the first week than any other supplement out there. You start strong, you're hyped, you drop your 5 grams in water, chug it, and boom, your stomach starts doing backflips. Maybe it's bloating. Maybe it's a sudden trip to the bathroom. Either way, it doesn't feel good. And what do most people do? They panic. They assume creatine doesn't sit well with them. And just like that, they stop, never knowing how close they were to all the benefits we just talked about. But here's the truth. That discomfort? It's usually just a rookie mistake. It's not the creatine itself. It's how you're taking it. See, when creatine isn't fully absorbed in your intestines, it pulls water into the gut, which can cause gas, bloating, or that weird churning feeling. But the fix is ridiculously simple. First, take it with food, especially carbs. Why? Because carbs spike insulin, and insulin helps shuttle creatine into your muscles faster instead of letting it sit in your gut. Second, hydrate. Creatine pulls water into your muscles, but if you're not drinking enough, it pulls from wherever it can, including your digestive tract. Now, if you're still feeling weird after doing those things, try switching to micronized creatine. The smaller particles dissolve better, absorb faster, and are way easier on the stomach. It's a small tweak that can make a massive difference. The key takeaway? Don't throw away a supplement that could upgrade your brain, heart, metabolism, recovery, and bone strength, just because of a little day-one turbulence. Give your body a week or two to adjust. Creatine isn't a sprint. It's a marathon, a daily ritual, a compound effect that builds over time. Imagine quitting a gold mine because the entrance had a few rocks. That's what giving up on creatine too early looks like. But once you push through that adaptation phase, that's when the real transformation begins. And the next benefit is proof. Creatine. Muscle preservation. The fight against silent weakness. Let's talk about something no one wants to face. Getting weaker with age. It doesn't happen overnight. One day you're skipping steps 2 at a time. The next day you're catching your breath halfway up the stairs. That slow, steady decline? It has a name. Sarcopenia. Age-related muscle loss. And it starts earlier than most people think. Here's the scary part. By the time you hit your 30s, the process can already begin. And by 40 or 50, if you're not actively fighting back, it starts stealing your strength, your mobility, your freedom. But there's good news. Creatine is one of your best weapons in that fight. Multiple studies show that combining 5 grams of creatine per day with resistance training doesn't just slow sarcopenia, it reverses it. Participants gain more lean mass, more strength, and more functional power compared to training alone. We're not talking theory, we're talking real-life independence, the ability to lift groceries, play with your kids, move without pain, and age on your own terms. And this isn't just for seniors, it's for everyone who wants to age with strength. Not just muscles, but mitochondria, because creatine also supports cellular energy production. That means more vitality, more resilience, and a body that doesn't just look strong, but feels strong from the inside out. This isn't about aesthetics anymore. It's about life, quality of life, the ability to stay active, mobile, and pain-free into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. And the best part? It starts now, not when it's already too late. So while others are still chasing six-pack abs, you're building a foundation of strength that'll carry you for decades. And that brings us to the final change. One that doesn't just happen in the gym or under a microscope, but in your entire system. 10. Metabolic intelligence. How creatine rewires your energy system. We've talked strength. We've talked brain. We've even talked bones and heart. But this last one? It's the invisible upgrade that ties it all together. Your metabolism. Most people don't realize that creatine doesn't just help use energy. It helps the body manage it smarter, especially when it comes to glucose, the fuel your muscles, brain, and cells rely on to function. And if your body isn't using that glucose efficiently, it stores it, usually, as fat. That's how fatigue, brain fog, and stubborn weight gain sneak in. Not because you're lazy, but because your system is running on outdated software. Creatine helps rewrite that code. When you take 5 grams a day, creatine boosts the expression of GLUT4, a key glucose transporter, in your muscle cells. Translation? Your body becomes better at pulling sugar out of your bloodstream and pushing it into muscle tissue, where it can actually be used as energy or stored as glycogen for later. It's like upgrading from dial-up to fiber optic. Same fuel, but way faster and more efficient. The results? More stable energy, fewer crashes, better post-meal performance, and over time, a body that stores less fat and builds more lean tissue. This isn't some magic fat burner. It's metabolic optimization at the cellular level. And it works quietly, day by day, without you even noticing. Even more powerful? For those struggling with insulin resistance or early-stage metabolic dysfunction, creatine paired with exercise can significantly improve insulin sensitivity, in some studies by over 20%. That's not a small number. That's the kind of shift that can prevent disease, restore energy, and extend lifespan. So while most people see creatine as a tool for bigger lifts, you now know it's a tool for a better life. 1 scoop, every day, and your metabolism starts acting like it's 10 years younger. And just like that, all 10 changes are working together, quietly, consistently, creating the kind of transformation most people never even realize is possible. All from something as simple as a glass of water and 5 grams of powder. Most people think creatine is about muscles, a pump, a few extra pounds on the bar. And sure, it does that. But now, you know the truth. It's not just strength. It's brain function, recovery, metabolic efficiency, bone health, heart resilience, cellular defense, energy stability, and yes, long-term freedom from weakness, fatigue, and slow decline. This isn't hype. It's not about overnight gains. It's about compounding impact, quiet progress, a body that gets sharper, stronger, and more resistant to stress. 1 scoop at a time. The wildest part? Most of these changes don't show up in the mirror. They don't feel dramatic. But if you're consistent, if you stay the course, one day you'll realize you're not just training harder. You're living smarter. So, what's the one thing you're changing in your training after this? If this video gave you at least one aha moment, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let's keep building this together. And if you're already using creatine or you're just getting started, share your experience in the comments. I read them all, and I'm here to help however I can.